Welcome to the Build Your Life Coaching Biz podcast, where you get to learn how to become a professional life coach and start an online coaching business from scratch. I'm your host, Krista Kathleen, a professional certified coach and spiritual business mentor. In 2016, I got divorced and left my full-time job as a registered nurse and decided to bravely answer my calling of becoming a life coach so I could help to change lives as I traveled around the world. And now I want to help you discover your purpose too. Having the freedom and flexibility to be your own boss and make as much money as you want right from your laptop will be one of the best gifts you ever give to yourself, your family, and the world. In these episodes, I'll give you real coaching combined with proven strategies and spiritual practices in order to help build your dream coaching business that feels perfect for you. Hey, coaches. I am not sure how committed I am to recording this podcast episode right now. I feel like a head cold or a chest cold coming on, and I'm just feeling like blah right now, to be honest. But I do have the next couple of hours to myself in this house. Lincoln and Kyle are out and about doing something, and I thought maybe I could use this time to record a little episode here. I'm sorry, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of coughing, but I'm just here. I'm ready to show up with you all. And I want to talk about something really exciting happening in my world that I feel like is really important for you all to hear, and that there's going to be some really good gems in this episode today. And I've decided to hire a new coach to work with. Her name's Jessica Riverson, and she has been on my vision board for a couple years now. I first met her when I went through a hypnotherapy training back in Seattle of fall 2019. And I just was like, I knew right as I was talking with her, I knew she was going to be my coach in the future, but I knew she wasn't meant to be my coach in that moment. And I told her that. And I was really scared that she was going to like push me or challenge me to be like, well, why not right now? Like, how can we make this happen right now? And I'm pretty confident that I know when it's time to make big decisions, big investments in my life. And I knew she was going to be, I don't know if I should say the word expensive, but I knew I just knew she's a high-end coach, and I knew that she charges a lot for her packages. I could just tell by the way she carried herself, and then I was inquiring about her services as well during that trip. And at that time, I had not started the Born to Coach Training Academy, and I was not as consistently bringing in income with my coaching business as I would like at that point. I was still at like $50,000 to $60,000 years, which I think is great. That is about what I was making as a nurse. But at that time, it just didn't feel like it was right. And I had to honor that. And yeah, but I just knew deep in my heart that she was going to be my coach someday. And this may seem really silly, but there was one day where she showed up to the hypnotherapist trainer's house because she was hosting the training in her house. And Jessica, everybody was wearing like more casual clothing because, we're going to be sitting on the floor all day. And Jessica showed up to the training. I don't know if they were Louis Vuitton heels, but they were really fancy high heels.
And I remember thinking like, whoa, I don't think I would have ever had the balls to show up to a hypnotherapy training at someone's house in those kind of heels. But like, she just carried herself in this way of like, I don't give a fuck. And I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And if I want to wear high heels today, I'm going to wear high heels, damn it, because this is the type of person I'm going to be today. And it was in that moment that I had so much respect for her. And it wasn't anything she did, it wasn't anything she said, but just wearing, like, marching to her own drum and wearing those high heels. And I have to tell her this story of this was the deciding factor. There was a lot of different things, but this was really the deciding thing that was like, okay, I know she's going to be my coach someday. So yeah, I continued to follow her for the next couple of years. And I know a lot of you guys are like probably sitting with this question of when is it the right time to hire a coach? And you know, you've probably heard me all say this a lot that I'm a big fan of every coach having a coach. I think it's a absolutely necessity in order for us to deeply support ourselves with this work that we do and for us to continue to, you know, push and challenge ourselves and to get to where we want to be in our coaching businesses and with all our goals and dreams in life. You really do need a coach to help you get there. And I see that the coaches that are performing the best are the ones that are working with coaches, like they're walking their walk. I think it's really hard to go out there and say, hire me to support you when we're not supporting ourselves. There's just something that there's not alignment around that, right? And but at the same time, I don't feel like we always need to be working with a coach, and I don't feel like we need to force ourselves to sign up or invest in a coach or program if it just doesn't feel like the time. So I'm not going to march around here in the space and say like I'm always working with a coach because I'm not. There's sometimes I like to take breaks to process and review, and there's times where I like to figure out who my next coach is going to be. And I don't know if I'll ever be the person that just stays with one coach for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I know some people do that. I've had lots of coaches over the past 8 years, and I've learned something so precious from each one of those coaches I've worked with. And so yeah, I've been on and off working with coaches, hiring coaches the past couple years, but I haven't really like consistently been working with a coach, and I'm starting to feel that I need the deeper support. I need the deeper support because I'm getting ready to expand my family. Kyle and I are going to start trying again for baby number 2 next month. If you listen to any of my other podcast episodes, so I'm currently healing from a miscarriage and we're getting ready to expand our family. So I know that I'm going to need support around that. And I love that Jessica is a mom and she has 2 children. So she's going to understand and get where I'm coming from of wanting to continue to expand and grow my business while I'm expanding my family at the same time. And let's see, I forgot what I was talking about. Someone just called me. Oh, I hate when that happens. That's what happens when you record on your phone, but oh well, it is what it is. I haven't figured out how to turn off that feature yet. I don't know if I can record when I'm on airplane mode. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, okay, why I need deeper support. You know, you just have to trust yourself that whatever it is will come back. Right? That's I'm learning that in my level 3 coach training right now. I'm currently working towards getting my MCC credential, which stands for Master's Certified Coach. And it's all about just really being honest and vulnerable in the moment. And if like you forgot what you're gonna say, just saying, I forgot what I was gonna say. Let me sit with that for a moment until it comes back. An MCC level coach would be totally comfortable with saying that. ACC, not so much. PCC, a little bit. So I'm practicing getting more comfortable with being like, whoop, nope, it's gone, but I know it will come back. So it came back. So yeah, I went deeper support around expanding my family and also expanding the Born to Coach Training Academy. And it is growing pretty quickly, which is awesome. But at the same time, it just brings up a lot of stuff for me, growing pains. And I want a coach who's really experienced in this line of work who can help me to scale in a way that won't cause me to go into burnout and won't cause me to sacrifice, anything quality wise in the Born to Coach Training Academy, and be able to run it in a, like from a really efficient place, and also still from a heart-centered place. And I also just love being in coaching containers, in a community of other coaches, of other like-minded individuals working towards similar goals. And so I'm joining Jessica's year-long. It's a mastermind. She calls it Goddess Mind. I think we meet. I don't even know like all the details. I'm that person. When I know, and I just say yes. And a lot of times I don't even know what I'm saying yes to. But I know we meet twice a month, and there's two retreats. There's a virtual retreat, and then there's an in-person retreat. And then we get one-on-one calls with Jessica too. So I really love the group aspect, and then the one-on-one support, and then there's a retreat with it. And then we get some of her other lower cost offerings as bonuses. So it just felt like a really sweet deal. And I don't think I've ever signed up for a year long offering before, which this feels like this is stretching me a little bit, but I'm really excited because for a while I've wanted to offer 12-month coaching packages to my clients and I haven't yet. I'm really comfortable with 6-month packages, but there's something inside of me that wants to start offering either 9-month or 12-month, because I know that that's where the biggest breakthroughs happen for clients. I know from a research perspective, the ICF has done research and has found that that is usually when clients get their biggest breakthroughs, is working with a coach for 9 to 12 months. And I've also seen it happen too, of working with private clients where they'll work with me for 6 months and then they'll sign another like 6-month contract or another 4-month contract. And it's usually in that second contract when like everything is just falling into place and really connecting the dots. And it's really beautiful to watch. So I'm the type of person that I feel like I need to walk my walk before I can offer something, or I need to experience it first, like kind of have an initiation before I can offer something. And I don't know if that's just a story or a limiting belief for me, but I don't really think it is. I don't think it's anything bad. I think it's how I define alignment. And I personally don't feel comfortable offering like a 12-month container if I have not been through a 12-month container myself, or I don't feel comfortable charging a certain price if I wouldn't pay that price myself for coaching. And so I would love to charge $30,000 for an offering. That feels like a stretch for me right now. I'm not at that place, energetically, and my nervous system's not quite there yet, which are two important components when charging. But I know that I can get there. And I know that this is the initiation I need right now because Jessica's Goddess Mind costs 30,000. So that's 2,500 a month. And I'm in a place in my business where I can easily afford that, which is really fucking cool to say out loud. Because a couple of years ago, when I was considering working with Jessica, I was just like, oh, like, how am I going to find the money for this? I know she's going to be my coach someday, but like, how the heck am I going to pay for something like this? And I just kept her on my vision board, and now it's all coming true. Like now it's like easy for me to make a $30,000 coaching investment, which feels really badass to say out loud. And you know what's the cool part about all of this is that right before, so Jessica and I did a discovery call, and I was like, yep, I'm in, let's do it. She said it starts, this January. And I knew I already had the $30,000 in my savings account. So I wasn't worried about like where the money was going to come from. And, I'm going to pay in like 12 monthly installments, but then and what I've learned over time is like this is what I tell my clients all the time, is like when it really is the right time to say yes to working with a coach, the money always fucking shows up. It always shows up. And a lot of times it shows up in the way that you wouldn't expect it, but it always shows up. And that's how you know energetically it's the right time to work with a coach. And so the next day, after I said yes to working with Jessica, and this was even before I signed the contract, I was doing my monthly money date for my business, and I checked my PayPal balance, and it was I had made $30,000 that month, which is my highest income earning month yet. I'm at the point now where I'm consistently making between like $10,000 to $15,000 months. I've never had a $30,000 month, and I would like for that to be more of my norm moving forward. And it was just so crazy that like I said yes to a $30,000 mastermind, and then all of a sudden I have my first $30,000 month. And so I took that as confirmation from the universe that I'm on the right path, and I said yes to the right coach, and I said yes to the right program.
You did it. You decided to officially become a life coach. But wait, what are you going to do first? Design a cool logo? Build a fancy website? How do you figure out who your niche is? How are you going to find people who will pay you for your coaching? If you're feeling overwhelmed already, you're not alone. My name's Krista, and I'm a busy mom and sensitive introvert who's ready to share all my secrets with you of how I retired from my miserable nursing job 8 years ago and took that leap of faith to build a 6-figure online coaching business from scratch, right from my own kitchen. I'm here to help you put action behind all your dreams so you can succeed in the coaching industry too. I don't want you to be in the same place next year, hating your soul-sucking job and watching other coaches brag about their booked out schedules filled with dream clients who are paying really good money to transform their lives. Now is the time to answer your calling and turn it into a meaningful career. Inside the Build Your Life Coaching Biz in 7 Days course, I'm going to walk you through my easy step-by-step proven process while also guiding you to act on your own brilliant business ideas too. I want to ensure you're focusing on the right tasks first that are going to help you authentically attract ideal clients without having to be on social media all day long or use icky, slimy sales strategies that annoy people and will drain your energy. Whether you're a brand new coach or an experienced coach, the Build Your Life Coaching Biz in 7 Days course is the best next step for you to start signing on new clients, creating life-changing conversations, and making a really good living helping people from the comfort of wherever you want. Your bed, the beach, a ski lodge, anywhere with an internet signal. So it's all waiting for you here. Go to www.buildyourlifecoachingbiz.com/course to enroll today.
And I see this happen all the time for my clients where they'll be really nervous to invest in me and hiring me as their coach. And, they'll tell me, like, I've never spent this kind of money on myself before for my coaching business. And I totally get how that feels. Like, that's how I felt talking with Jessica. Like, I was nervous and excited at the same time, which that's a good sign when it's equal parts nervous, equal parts excitement. If it's more scared than excitement, then you're probably not ready to make a big investment. But if it's equal, I feel like that's kind of a good barometer. And then, yeah, and then my clients will say, like, yes, okay, I'm ready to, either sign up for the Born and Coaching Academy or ready to work with you as my one-on-one coach. And then, yeah, the money always, like, either like the first payment or the full amount, like, always ends up showing up a couple days later. And it's like the universe saying, like, yep, you did it. Congratulations. Now I'm going to reward you with giving you the money to make it happen. And it just feels really good. It feels really good. So I'm really, really proud of myself for getting to this place in my business where I can make these kind of investments. And I'm proud of myself for saying yes and keeping Jessica on my vision board for all these years. And it already is, like, so empowering, and the program hasn't even started yet, and I'm already like, what else? What else can I make feel possible that wasn't possible before? And I think that's, like, such a beautiful thing, that just by signing up for a coaching program or to work with the coach of your dreams, that's already a breakthrough in itself. So, yeah, I'm trying to, like, kind of think about, why am I sharing all this with you guys? Like, I mean, of course, I want you to be on the journey with me. One of the messages I received in my ayahuasca ceremony earlier this year is my processing as a gift to the world. That was the message I got from my guide. So I'm going to really trust that and lean into that. But I also just want to tie it back to, like, this is what's going to be happening when people are getting ready to hire you as their coach. They're going to be nervous. They're going to be excited. They're going to feel really fucking proud of themselves for investing in themselves in a way they've never done before. They're just them saying yes to working with you is already going to be a breakthrough in itself. Right? So I think it's just really good to, like, really understand what's energetically, emotionally, what's happening when you say yes to working with a coach and spending a scary amount of money that you've never spent before. Like, really what comes from that place. And one of my favorite books is You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. And in that story, she was talking about how she really wanted to buy a new car. And I think it was like a BMW or an Audi. Audi? I think you say Audi. It was one of the two. And she went to the car lot, the dealership. She went to the dealership and she got in the car, and she tells this story so much better in her book. So you should totally read the book. But she let herself, like, smell the new leather and let herself take it out for a test drive. And, of course, her mind was saying, like, I can't fucking afford this. I've never paid this for a car before. But then her heart is, like, saying, like, yes, yes, I want this. This feels so right. And, her heart won over her head, and she ended up buying the car. And she was just talking about, like, all the different ways it really encouraged her to show up more as a badass after she made that purchase. And just she stepped more into this boss and this CEO and this leader. And it's not really about the car, right? Or it's not about the $30,000 investment for the goddess mind. It's letting yourself make a decision that feels a little bit out of reach, but when you make it, that you're stepping into that next level version of yourself. And that's the important part here. And like when I first started out as a coach, if I would have saw Jessica's prices, I would have been like, hell no. Who the fuck would pay for something like that? I already know I would react like that because that was my thinking at that point in life of like, who would make that who would spend that kind of money? Coaching's not worth that. Well, guess what? If I think on that level, if I think coaching's not that valuable, nobody would pay that for coaching. Am I going to make that amount of money as a coach? No, I'm not. And I want to make really good money as a coach because I've found that the more money you have, the more freedom that you have, the more flexibility, the more ways you can give back. Like you can just do so many awesome things with more money. And so I don't want to go around being like, I would never spend that amount of money because guess what? I'm not going to give myself permission to charge that amount of money for my coaching if I wouldn't spend it. So, yes, I want the support from my coach and the container, and I'm so excited for the program. But at the end of the day, this really felt like an initiation for me to step into that next level of creating the coaching containers I want to create from a place of abundance and not from fear and putting the value, putting the price tags on it that I really want to do that maybe I've been holding myself back from and I feel like I had to do this work first by making these decisions and making these investments and I fully know that it's going to pay off. And I just remember the first coach I hired, I think I ended up paying her around $1,000 a month, which at that time just felt astronomically expensive. But I also remember being like, someday I want people paying me $1,000 a month or more for my coaching and my programs. And I knew that I had to do that work first. I had to walk my walk. And now it's so easy for me that, I don't have anybody pay me less than $1,000 a month to work with me. And it's easy. It's really easy to charge that price because, I've worked hard to get here and I know how valuable my coaching and my presence and my energy and my containers are. And I 100% know that I'm able to get my clients and my students amazing results. And so, yeah, it's easy to charge those prices right now. It's easy to ask for that energy exchange. And I want it to feel easy when I decide to charge $30,000 for a program or 50,000 or 100,000 or how much ever I decide to charge. I want to feel that ease. And I know, if I were to coach myself or someone was to coach me and say, well, what is it that like needs to shift inside of you to get to that place where you can easily charge that amount? My answer is going to be, I need to do that work first. I need to initiate and make those investments for myself first. I know that that is the first stepping stone here. So I am sharing this with you today because if any of you listening, if you're feeling stuck, if you feel like people aren't paying your prices or you're not feeling confident in charging the rates you want to charge, maybe it might be the same answer for you, maybe not, but like what does need to shift inside of you or what needs to change inside of you to get to a place where it's easy to ask for the prices you want to charge? And if you want to message me on Instagram or Facebook or email me or leave me a voice note, I'd love to hear your answer. I really would, because I'm really curious to know what needs to change or shift inside of you to get to a place where you can easily charge what you want to charge, and you know that your coaching is 100%, 150% worth that or more. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to leave you guys on that note. Um, I will give you, of course, I'm going to give you updates with how the Goddess Mind goes once it starts in the next couple months. I always love to share my breakthroughs and takeaways of the things that I'm doing in life. And yeah, this is going to be like the deepest level of support I've ever given myself. So I know really beautiful things is going to come from it. I know that you guys are going to watch me shift and change from receiving this level of support. And then I know my students are going to benefit, my clients are going to benefit, my coaching programs are going to benefit, the Born to Coach Training Academy is going to benefit. That's the cool part, right? Is when we invest in ourselves and we receive support, that everybody wins. Everybody benefits. Your clients are going to benefit. That's why when I'm doing coach training consults and the coaches are like, asking themselves, should I enroll in coach training, and is this worth my time and energy? And I'm like, how do you feel like your future clients are going to benefit from you going through coach training? And like 100% of the time, the answer is like, oh yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, they're gonna benefit so much. And then it just like makes it so much easier from that place to be like, well, yeah, of course I'm gonna give myself this beautiful gift of training and education to take my coaching skill set to the next level if I know that my clients are really gonna benefit from me doing this. All right, you guys, this was so fun. I actually feel a little bit better. I was feeling a little lousy at the beginning. But when you say yes to doing your soul aligned work, it just heals something inside of you. So I still feel a sickness coming on. It's probably going to hit me tomorrow, but like I feel a little bit better right now. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for whoever is listening to this. And I appreciate you. And I can't wait to hear from you of what you're going to tell me of what is the next step you need to take or what you need to shift inside of you to allow you to easily charge the prices you want to be charging for your coaching. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Okay. So I don't know if any of you ever create content and then post it or publish it. And then as you're going about your day, you're like, oh, shoot, I wish I would have said this, or I wish I would have added this. That totally just happened to me at the gym. And I was thinking about this episode that I recorded the other day. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't want anyone getting done listening to this episode and thinking that, okay, well, now I have to, Krista's investing $30,000 in a coach. And now I have to invest $30,000 in a coach. And if I don't do that, then I'm not a good coach. And you guys probably already know that, but I just wanted to, like, I guess just give a disclaimer, or make sure that I said that, if you are thinking about investing in your first coach or investing in your next coach, find the price point that feels good for you. I would have never been ready to spend $30,000 on a coach, like I mentioned 8 years ago. And this is something that I really had to work my nervous system up to. I believe that when money stuff comes into play, receiving or spending, that there's a lot of nervous system work that we have to do along with it, and energetic work. And so, yeah, I hope that makes sense and that you guys find what's true within your own heart.
and your own bank account, what feels in alignment with that. And you find a coach that you feel compatible with. Maybe, who knows, maybe I'll be that coach for you now or someday in the future, or a different coach. But yeah, I just hope you all do find a coach that you're excited and you're comfortable to work with, and the price point feels in alignment with where you're ready to spend. And I just do feel like it makes a big difference for yourself being a coach and coaching others. So, all right, that's all I wanted to say. I hope that helps.
I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed at this time. And if you're ready to up-level your coaching skill set and learn how to confidently coach at the transformational PCC level in order to help your clients get bigger breakthroughs and better results, then join our Born to Coach Training Academy at buildyourlifecoachingbiz.com/certification.